How to create quickly drum and bass beats in Ableton Live. A different approach to what you might know already. We got a Max for Live device here where we can change the patterns of what 4 elements are playing: kick, snare 1, snare 2 and a hi-hat pattern. So it's just some instant stuff. You can just hit play and you get a drum and bass beat proposed here. Hi, I'm Toby from abletondrummer.com. I do Max for Live devices with a focus on performing, but for producing you can use stuff like that as well, obviously. So how to create a drum and bass beat in Ableton Live. So usually you have to go into a MIDI clip and set a few MIDI notes here. You have to, obviously you can use the MIDI tools from Ableton Live 12 now. But to really stay in the flow and to get an instant idea of what you can create and then alter afterwards, I created this Max for Live device, Patternator Drum and Bass, which gives you a really good starting point here. Obviously there are various ways on where and how to start, so this is one way to do it. Okay, so how does it work? So it's a Max for Live device, and as I just showed you, you are able to just hit play and it will play a drum and bass beat. So let us turn this down just a little. Okay, so this is highly mappable if you want to do it yourself, or it's already mapped if you got a push. So you can control it via your push. So for example, if I in the first pattern here, we can see and we can hear that I have 10 different patterns I can pick from for the first kick. Let's put in a snare, maybe just to give it some orientation here. So I have different patterns I can pick from. And I have even variations here as well. If I want to have the kick drum, for example, changing every 4th bar here, there's a count up here, and you can see now that it's currently in pattern 5, but it can jump to a random pattern for 1 bar and then come back. More on that later. So obviously this can be controlled via a push, via the MIDI remote script. It's already mapped to different settings here. So if we have a look, we have different play modes where we can select different things. We can go into the single elements here, so for example the kick, and set the velocity to a random velocity or to a range. We can set the duration of the notes, which isn't that important for drum samples because usually drum samples are only triggered and not listened to a stop point here. So 16th notes is a good value to start off with. Obviously we can change the notes, so if we have a drum kit with a different kick here, and maybe we want to play the second one, let's do this, edit this here, so we can pick which note it should put out. So if I now change this to C#1 here, for example, it will obviously trigger this pitch here. So this is a different kick drum we can select here. So this obviously can be automated or changed live, and that's the beauty here of this device. It can be changed live while you are getting into the groove, while you're finding where you want to go with this. Okay, so let's have a look on how this can be mapped up, or already is mapped up. So I have 2 different MIDI controllers here besides the push, where I want to show you how you can actually set this up. So this first one here is already set up, so I can just quickly go in and find the right pattern I like and change those patterns here. And it's talking back because this controller I'm using here, and you can see that on my number 3 here. Now I'm changing the snare via my mouse now, and you can see it's talking back. So obviously if you do the MIDI mapping via the native MIDI map in Ableton Live, Command M, you can select a parameter, and let's do this with the third controller I got here, the Akai LPD8 MK2. AK, not AK. So let's delete those mappings here. I just now click on the parameter I want to map, and let's map this to this first dial here, then the next dial, and the next dial, and the next dial. And now I can already control my live beats. If I go to 0, it will turn off the element here. So let's bring them in one by one. So I got the kick and still have the variation put on. I will go through every parameter we got here in a second, but just to show you the basics. So we got the kick, let's bring in a snare. And obviously, because I'm using some nice sounds here already, it already sounds like something, put in some effects, you know. It's already something I might feel happy with, and then I can print those patterns here, and I have to do this currently via a second MIDI track. So what I'm doing now is I create a MIDI track, and in this MIDI track I select the track the MIDI is coming from or is being created via the Detonator drum and bass. So which is my first track here, drum kit, and then I just hit record, it will record, and there is my beat I'm currently hearing. So obviously if I now want to use this beat, or if I already want to route this MIDI, I can obviously have the sound, the instrument on the second track here as well, or I can now just delete this one here and drag and drop the MIDI onto the first track. Okay, so this is just easy recording of what's being created in here. It needs to be recorded on a second MIDI track, and you just grab the MIDI from this track you have the Detonator on. Okay, so let's go through all the different parts here. So we got, let's turn some stuff on down, and let's maybe start with the kick here. So we got the kick, we got the different patterns we can pick from here. Obviously you can use a mouse as well if you don't want to use a MIDI controller. And you can select the pattern here. As I showed you before, 0 would be off, and if I go up, I got those 10 different patterns here. And I can set the note it should put out. So if you have your drum rack, for example, tuned to a different thing, or if you're using a different instrument here, you know, you just go to the value. Obviously, those values are set to the most common MIDI pitch settings here. Okay, so let's do maybe the hi-hat for now, because the velocity is quite interesting here, and we can hear that quite nice with something which has a pattern which goes through. Okay, I like that one. So we have different velocity settings here. So obviously we can set a fixed velocity. So if I turn this down, it's much quieter now. If I turn this up, it's the loudest. So velocity values are between, velocity on values are between 1 and 127. That's why you get the 1 as the lowest value here and the 127 as the highest. Okay, so maybe I want some movement, I want some dynamics for this hi-hat sound here. So what I can do is I can switch the velocity to range, and I now have the possibility to set a minimum velocity and a maximum velocity, and the Detonator will create random volume, random values for the velocity, for the loudness, you could say so. For the MIDI notes, which is triggering the sample here automatically. So you get some movement in here. So if we turn on the kick and the snare a little, you can hear that the hi-hat pattern is like bringing in some movement if it's set to range value here. So this is now through a set, and now it's moving. Okay, so as I mentioned before, you got a duration for the notes which are being put out here. Not so important for usually for drum sounds, because a drum sampler usually just triggers the whole sample if it gets a note on and doesn't listen to the note off value here. Okay, so we now have the variations here, and the variations can be set for each part of the patternator individually. So let's say we want maybe every 8th bar we want a variation, which means the patternator should jump to a different pattern in bar 8, but then jump back to the pattern you selected. So let's have a listen here now. So if we set those to some values here, so in bar number 8, and you get this visual here where you are 5, 6, 7, and now you could hear there is a small variation because it's just jumping for one bar to a different pattern, all of those which you selected here. So if you want the kick and the snare straight through, you just set them to no, or if you want things to be a little bit more random, just set them to 2, and now we can see snare and hi-hat are jumping on every second bar, jumping to a random pattern here, and then jumping back to the pattern which is the default, which can be seen in a light yellow here. So number 2 would be the one which is actually selected as the default pattern here. We have another variation possibility here as well. We can shoot some random, or we can hold if we want this to go to a random pattern for a certain time. I can just hold this button here, random pattern, and then if I release that, it will jump back to the patterns we have set up before. Okay, short would mean it's just going to every one of them is just going to a random pattern and stays there. Okay, so we can turn those off if we like say, okay, we want the kick and snare 1 and snare 2 staying on their pattern, but we want kick and snare 1. So if we deselect those, and now if we go to shots, just snare 2 and hi-hat will go to a random pattern. So we just create some smaller variation in the background here. Okay, so this is a Max for Live device. It will work with Ableton Live 10, 11 and 12. And you will need to have Max for Live. Max for Live is included in Ableton Live Suite, or can be bought as an add-on towards Ableton Live Standard. I hope this gives you some ideas. I mean, that can be used live here as well, but obviously for production, if you start out and you just need some inspiration here, this might be a useful thing to start off with for just staying on the flow and creating some stuff a bit more natural than setting MIDI notes at the beginning. As I showed you before, if you want to record that stuff, you need a MIDI track. Let's do this fresh. So we create a MIDI track. We just set this to receive the MIDI from the track where the patternator is on. And then we can record this here. So this is how quick and easy I have now created a drum beat. I can now delete the patternator. Oh my god. I just came to the hot swap button here. I don't want to hot swap anything. And then I have this MIDI clip I just recorded. I can drag and drop this in here. And I have the MIDI clip in here now, which is the stuff the patternator played before. And that's how easy and quick you have created a drum and bass drum loop. Take care. Bye bye.